It's the worst. It's a magic hog. You can't farm very well. It's not the only thing it does for the rest of the game is it makes Spike Cave available easily and can help you out in the blind fight. But beyond that, it doesn't really do much. And a moon pearl to start, so that's nice. Can't do anything with it right now, but we won't have to search for it, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, already one step closer. We might even have that, Dark World access as soon as we get to Kakariko. That's
could happen.
It's a possibility if we get like a hammer off of Uncle or something. I agree. The burn to start's kind of rough, just because our players are going to be trying to farm bombs off the enemies in here, or if they're lucky, find them in chests. And you have a limited amount of magic to get through the escape sequence, and we are going to get the hammer start. Okay.
So we're 2/3 of our Dark World access.
All right. I'll do you one better. Let's get that glove while we're in here. Let's just have Dark World access as soon as we can.
Yeah, we could just go right into the Dark World. Just skip Kakariko. Sounds like a plan.
So let's
get a little bit of money.
Guard's gonna have it was a full magic drop, so not gonna be getting any bombs out of that prize pack.
Yeah, no bombs today for this one. We'll see if the rats have something better. And of course, maybe one of the chests will bail us out with some bombs.
Yeah, that's what we're going to be hoping for. So there's only 2 enemy groups in the Hyrule Castle section, and the prize packs, which are the items that the enemies can drop, are shuffled. And we know that the guards now are in a prize pack that doesn't include bombs, and they also share with the snakes that are later in Escape. So as Tracy was saying, we're going to be looking for the rats, which are way at the end of Escape, hoping that one of them drops a bomb, or we'll just get bailed out right here.
Yeah, there we go. No worries.
Man, roll it back. I'm gonna just not talk about all that stuff because it didn't matter.
Well, with Hammer, you could see if the rats are in the bomb prize pack to help you out for Kakariko. You could keep doing that, but you're not gonna go super out of your way for that. Like you might kill a rat, and if it's a bomb, then it's like, okay, let's go get some bombs. 3 bombs is not gonna because they're gonna use 1 on the escape. So they're going to have 2 going into Kakariko if they don't get bombs anywhere else. So having a little extra would be nice, because you really want at least 3 in Kakariko.
Yeah, you're going to need 1, an extra 1 for like Chicken Hut, and then, another 1 potentially for the maze race item that's sitting over there.
Mm-hmm.
This is the map. A battle between 2 adorable monsters. We got a pocket monster on the left, Pokemon Dragonite, JP's favorite sprite, and then Humbugh on the right, using what's that? Green lizard? I don't know. What do you think? What does it look like to you?
Looks like a Yoshi to me.
The heck is a Yoshi? I only play Zelda. Are there Yoshis in this game?
There are a few Super Mario Brother things in this game, but Yoshi.
Tracy, I thought you only played Super Metroid. How do you know what a Yoshi is? That's weird.
I don't know.
You do your research before this race?
I try.
Wow, showing me up.
Yeah. I only play Super Metroid yet. Apparently, they let me commentate this game too. So
I wonder if Ridley's in this game. I like Escape. It's nice, calming. It's just you gotta get Zelda. You gotta walk all the way to the back. We already got our bombs. We got a cool weapon. There's nothing else to worry about. You just kind of lay back and relax until you're out of there. And hope that gloves show up, because that'd be fun.
It would be really interesting to see what these guys do if the gloves do show up. Now, it would be really cool if a glove and a mirror showed up, because then you can pair in a lot of the Kakariko stuff with the Dark World. You just go right into Dark World, just mirror in front of everything, and go back and forth a little bit. That'd just be super cool routing. You don't get to see that very often. Yeah,
it's not. It doesn't seem very common, at least not in this tournament. It hasn't been very common for us to get Dark World access like as soon as we get to Kakariko. But you gotta go for it. Honestly, I feel like you gotta go straight for that Village of Outcasts hype cave. Maybe even do like a 3-heart Thieves Town. No big deal.
Yeah, 3-heart Hammer Thieves Town.
Yeah, piece of cake. Nothing to be worried about here. But we like. When it comes to these kind of races, we like some early divergence just to give us more info on where stuff is going to be. And then we want to see it all come back together and have it come down to a Ganon fight.
Those are the fun races. Yeah, that had to be a small key because we need to be able to get through this door.
It'd be awkward if they didn't put it in there, and then it's like, oh man, better start a new seed. This one was unbeatable, dang. better go pop that in the bug report channel.
Okay, nobody gonna kill any rats, it looks like. At least not the ones out there. We do have to kill the key rat, though.
All right, what do we got? 3 items in the back. We did see the map already, so we're gonna have 4 items coming up. Waiting for that glove. It's like a magic drop from the rat as well. So heart piece, $20. Heart container.
Darn, no glove. Dang. I mean, we can still get a glove at the sanctuary chest. That's
my favorite. Is like you spend a bunch of time farming bombs, get none in escape, and then you immediately get a glove at sanctuary, and you're like, I didn't have to do any of that. I could have just.
Oh, or worse, you spend time farming the rats, and you kill every rat. You still don't get to the bomb prize in one of the prize packs that has it. And then, of course, it's the next one when you kill the rats up top. And so,
and you're like, well, okay, just a heart piece. So no Dark World access yet.
Not yet.
Most likely going to see our runners both head to the Kakariko area, where we have a smorgasbord of items waiting for us.
And 3 crystals in the light world, so 3 regular crystals.
Well, that opens up some interesting possibilities in the future when we find out where our 3 pendant dungeons and potentially not required dungeons are going to be.
Okay, Humbugh is going to go ahead and do some of these checks up here. Probably doesn't feel great about his resources, so can do a tree pull. Oh, that's a nice tree pull.
Nice. Yeah, JP will check the tree pull here as well. Grab those bombs, and we'll see what is on Lumberjack, which of course is the item that is locked by completing Aga Tower and acquiring, boots and other items to do that. We just have 300 rupees, so won't be seeing that, and hopefully won't be seeing. I mean, I'd be shocked if this ended up being an Agassiz to get to the Dark World after our start.
Yeah, that would be quite the nasty thing that Seed could do to us. And there's your Dark World access. Hey, now go kill Aga.
And the last one's on the Pyramid Ledge. I mean, that would be impressive, but you'll see every now and then these like Kakarikos that have nothing, absolutely nothing.
Yep, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those 300 rupees would be really nice to have right now, but unfortunately, in that location, they just kind of tease you. You're never going to pick them up.
Yeah, fortunately, I think there's another 300 rupees, maybe 3.
At least, it's 3 or 4. I don't know the exact number, but it's enough that they're probably not going to have money issues. And of course, once we get full up on hearts or swords and whatever, eventually we're going to have a bunch of green 20s showing up anyway. So money, not usually that big an issue in hard mode. See, there's some money right there.
And a heart. Nice.
Ooh, flute. Nice.
You'll love to see that. Leaving. Yeah, flute this early also opens up some interesting routing options, because now, I feel like players are more likely to skip some stuff in Kakariko, like maybe skipping like Maze Race and stuff, to like, rush the dam and rush Midi Moldering Cave, but it will also allow you to either check stuff like Agnes Cave or Ice Rock Cave early, or put them off, because you can always get back to them real quick.
Yeah, flute's really nice for that. I'll be much more likely to check Agina if I have a flute than if I don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot easier fluting to 8. 8? Yeah.
Yep. No, 6.
6?
6 for Agina, 8 for Ice Rod.
Right. And walking up to Agnes Cave as opposed to walking from the dam. That's a bit of a hike.
And a shovel.
And a bottle.
So nice. We get to check Sick Kid before we leave. Green as your backup for extra magic is always nice. We get a 50% rebate on our bottle vendor.
Bit of a weird exchange rate going on here, but so I would assume you'd take this all the way down to digging spot to flute spot with that shovel.
Especially with that shovel. And then you can just flute from there to wherever you want to go.
Mm-hmm. This does also give us minimal access to Death Mountain. We can check one thing up there in logic.
Yeah, I mean, we can rescue the old man with a hammer. Kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's not good. I'd take a boomerang over a hammer any day.
Oh, absolutely. Boomerang, a hook shot, a bow. I mean, you can use bombs to see. Actually, I once did it with a bee. I had a bee in a bottle, and I let go of the bee, and it worked really well. So for all you out there, that's a good use for your bee.
Just some sort of visual that doesn't like stop your movement is really nice. All right, Sick Kid, what do you got for us today? Another heart container, already getting relatively healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, our max HP in this mode is only 14 hearts. That also includes, finding the Sanctuary heart. There's a sword in the back of the tavern.
Okay, now rescuing the old man's easy.
Oh yeah, just hold. Yeah, dark rooms are.
I mean, if you made this tournament without being able to do a dark room with a sword, then I don't know how. I should just say you just don't. I don't know how that happens.
Kudos to you. Yeah, especially if you made it to losers bracket. Ooh,
that's a rod. I didn't see which rod, but that is a rod.
I think that
was
a fire rod.
I want to say fire.
But if either way, well, of course we don't know what our pennant T-Rock is, but that's usually a good sign that you're gonna be getting boots in this seed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, we've seen it a few times recently, actually, of the no fire rod seeds.
Those are not fun.
Do have 3 pendants in the Dark World, and if they end up being, it is a fire rod, confirmed on Humbug's side. If it does end up being Skullwoods and T-Rock, we could see the fire rodless seed. So,
of course, I think one of those seeds was actually the pendant. The third pendant was even Ice Palace, which is where you might also
get the bee.
I'm not sure what that was about. Like, okay, do I want it? Do I not want it?
Well,
I feel like bottles are a little more powerful in hard mode.
You definitely want that. You want one thing that players should know, that if you toot the flute, you can't pick up items on the floor, which is why he was walking through it.
Ah, gotcha.
Like that. It's also funny because if you switch to flute real fast before the bottle or the item lands on the ground, and flute, it'll hover in midair.
That sounds like I would have liked to.
Usually, what I do, because it's usually junk, but yeah, I agree. Taking the second bottle is huge because you don't know if this is going to be this might be all the hearts we'll get for a while. We might not get another sword upgrade for a while. We might never see powder or half magic, and having that ability to go buy potions and keep yourself alive. Pretty important.
And good luck if you end up on Master Sword Silverless and no half magic doing the fight without a refill, because you'd have to have triples for every shot. So.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Not exactly. I should say that's not true. I mean, if you don't have a lamp, if we end up with a lamp,
I mean, I feel like more often than not, our players are going to finish with a lamp, but you never know. There's a bow in Mini Moldrum Cave.
Nice.
300
could lead us to Eastern. Actually, I think it probably will lead us to Eastern, because Eastern, not in logic because no lamp, or at least not the end of it, but definitely these guys should be able to do that if they want to.
Oh yeah, especially with that sword in hand, these dark rooms are nothing to worry about in Eastern. So that green Igor holding the key sometimes will knock you around if you're not careful. And
JP is just gonna go right to it. Gonna check Saha first. We can't lift the rock anyway, so you might as well go this
that's
way.
Kind of the unfortunate thing about not having the gloves. You have to kind of still go the long way around, even if you have the flute. But at the same time, if you had a glove, maybe you'd be in the Dark World instead.
Yeah, maybe.
So yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking for right now. There's still a couple items out there that would open up more stuff. If we find the mirror or a hook shot, all of a sudden we have, or a book. All of a sudden we'd have, hair access, East of Mountain access with the hammer. Book gets us into desert and desert ledge, so...
Humbugh can check Ice Rod Cave. JP skipped this before. You can get back to it easy enough with the flute. You may prefer to have boots when he does it. Well, that's not going to happen.
That is concerning if you're JP. I mean, at this point, it's fine, but Ice Rod Cave is an easy one to put off. So for JP, he's going to need that glove that he's looking for to be locked at Bonk Rocks or something. Yeah,
that would be ideal for him. And Humbugh's just going to take those boots and do these aura checks. Maybe even do the hobo. I'm less of a fan doing the hobo with this, just because to do that, there's a quake on Lake Hylia Island that we may or may not need. Just because you can get to the hobo very quickly, but once you get the item, you have to go back to a fake flipper, which then becomes very slow to get back to the Zora area.
Yeah, usually if I'm in Humbugh's position for this, I would set up the fake flipper, but I would swim to hobo and then run back. But at the same time, with Moon Pearl,
that works.
I don't know. It's a tough call either way. It's a shame though, he has the flute, but you can't use the flute when you're in fake flipper. or I think you can use it when you're in Water Walk, but that doesn't help either. But yeah, we did see Quake on Lake Hylia Island. Also, the other interesting thing about those boots is it does put that Fire Rod in Logic, which also puts Armos in Logic.
Yeah, that's right. Well, assuming the big key isn't vanilla.
Right. Big key was in the first chest. So in this case, the Fire Rod does put Armos in Logic.
Okay, there you go. Also puts us a glove away from beating Desert between the two runners.
Oh, yeah. We do have Crystal Desert. So we're going to want to see that relatively soon. Humbugh going to ditch the B to see if the fairy will
and gets a B back.
Another P.
Oh, and there's that glove.
Okay.
So that's probably good for JP, because he's probably not going to go there with a fake flipper, I don't think. Or if he does plan on going there with a fake flipper, he's going to go to Ice Rod Cave first. So.
Well, the interesting thing about that glove is obviously it's not in Logic. And we don't know if we're going to get our flippers next, and then that leads to that glove, or if that was the intended mitts or second
Yeah, it's a really good question.
I love that sequence break. 2 big 20s in the Zora area. Head on out. Now, the only downside about that is Humbugh has $0 for, like, pod.
Yeah. Okay,
Humbugh looking pretty good right now with these items.
He's got to go to East. No, he's going to go with the Fire Rod. Okay, that totally makes sense. Yeah, you want that Fire Rod. You just go get it. Then he'll go to Eastern, I think, because he doesn't have the book for Desert like JP does.
But yeah, the question now is, like, if you're Humbugh, do you make the Dark World play, or do you still clear more Light World?
I mean, Eastern and Desert are both full clearable. I mean, Eastern, I think I do Eastern. Well, maybe not, because if you can get a mirror, you can combine it with pod. I might at least dip into the Dark World just to find out what my pendants and crystals are.
Yeah.
He's going straight to Eastern. I think that's fine, too.
I feel like maybe a Hype Cave Pyramid Ledge play would have been
either
pretty safe.
Either Hype Cave to Pyramid Ledge, or possibly do Hype Cave over and do the other South Dark World stuff. Either way, just kidding. Or even just Hype Cave, but just to find out what your pendants and crystals are. Because if it turns out that pod is a pendant, then doing Eastern right away just makes a lot of sense. You're never going to be able to, well, I mean, you could still pair it, and it could still be required, but you don't know it's going to be required. So it's not going to be on your radar to say, well, let's make sure we can pair these two dungeons.
JP having a little bit of trouble here in this dark room. Humbugh's going to be able to save a little bit of time, not only because having boots throughout this dungeon speeds things up a little bit, but also having that Fire Rod will make that room a little bit easier.
Yeah, JP does get through it, but it is one of the more difficult dark rooms of the game, in my opinion, when you don't at least have a Fire Rod.
I'm wondering if Humbugh might even grab, probably not. I would grab the 90 rupees in Eastern, just because then that would give you enough money to go to pod.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
There's also, that also would give you money to do chess game and digging game.
Nothing worse than getting to pod and not having enough money, except getting to chess game and not chess game. Well, actually, that one too. I was thinking dig game is a really bad one. You don't have enough money for it because it's kind of out of the way.
Because there is the archery minigame over there, so you can always go get some dollars.
That's never for. I mean, for some people that's fun. I'm terrible at that game.
There's a setup that you can get it every time.
Yep.
So which was not a thing that was known until Inverted, came out, and then people
Inverted. Oh my god. Yeah, money in Inverted is I think Inverted should start you with 10 bombs and 100 rupees.
That wouldn't be a bad idea, because we have chess game, digging game, and pod, and that requires some dollary dues to get through.
It sure does.
All right. Well, this is good news for JP. Gonna go get his boots. Also got his first crystal on the board. Humbugh gonna grab that compass out of the vanilla big key chest, and then probably gonna join JP. So we're probably gonna match up a little bit. Humbugh probably gonna be a little bit in the lead just from having that Fire Rod.
Yeah, and the boots and stuff. Yeah, we'll see if JP continues on and does. It looks like he is going to do the water checks, because otherwise he would just save and quit out of here. Oh, they could just no. He's going to flute out of here, so not going to do the water checks. He maybe goes to Desert first. I mean, getting the Fire Rod's important. No, he's going to get the Fire Rod first. Okay, this is in case the other gloves do show up on his way into Desert, I think.
Yeah, this is going to be unfortunate for JP for the time being, especially if he makes the Desert play or something and doesn't find the glove. But like we were saying, they don't know if that's the intended first glove or not.
I mean, flippers could be very, very deep.
True. Flippers could be somewhere also really silly and inconvenient.
Yep.
It could be something like flippers in desert and a logically required double dip of desert.
Or they could just be only logically required to get that one item. That could happen if ice and swamp are both pendants.
Yeah, and that's another thing, is Humbugh having that glove allowed them to immediately go straight up to Eastern from the Flute 5 portal, saving a little bit of time. He will eventually head down to Sahasrara's hut and get that book, but not having to go the long way around is kind of nice.
Okay, we'll get our first look at desert here. We will be able to full clear the front. Well, JP will be able to full clear the front.
So, places that these flippers could be. I mean, they could be in here.
Yep.
They could be at Agnes Cave.
Yep.
They could be in Spectacle Cave. And
pretty much anywhere the other gloves could be. It's just a matter of are we supposed to find the flippers to get our first gloves, or are there other gloves out there and then the flippers could just be basically anywhere?
Hmm. I mean, this could even end up being like... I doubt it. No, it's not even going to happen. We would still need like another sword and a cape and a lamp.
This would be like the worst Aga seed ever if this turned into an Aga seed.
It would be.
Usually what happens is the seed will telegraph being an Aga seed, and then at the last moment will give you that bit of Dark World access you need and be like, sorry, we're just kidding. Doing it the other way just doesn't happen that often.
Yeah, and even if it does go that way, I 100% guarantee JP would do the fake flipper stuff before.
Okay.
So nobody wants to do a non-required Aga. But yeah.
Oh, see, there it is. There. Okay, he's going to be able to finish this dungeon. So he may not... So Humbugh's going to be at mitts. JP's going to be... It's going to be a while before JP gets to those mitts, because there's no reason for him to go check the Zora area now.
Mm-hmm.
We've got other better things to do.
So this is both good and bad, I think, for JP. When you have mitts this early, it's really easy to kind of focus on those, and it's possible to miss out on a non-mitts locked progression item. Of course, now Humbugh's going to be able to clear more stuff more efficiently, not having to double back.
But if those more efficient checks lead to nothing, if he does all Smith Chain, it doesn't do anything. If he ends up doing a mitts dungeon that isn't a pendant, or that is a pendant, and it leads to nothing, that's a lot of time lost. So, I mean, the best go mode is mitts go mode.
It's pretty good. That. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff you get a go mode.
Yeah, we're not even close. So, and we don't even know what our go mode is. We haven't seen our Dark World.
Like we're sitting here like talking about all this wacky stuff, and we don't even know what our Dark World pendants are. But I feel like, okay. Well, I mean, Humbugh's gonna get the mitts after killing Landmola, so this is fun. And then you can route out to drop down and do Agnes Cave afterwards.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, at this point, we're definitely going to get some divergence, I'd say. I mean, we might get the usual Hype Cave early, Village of Outcast early. It also depends on if, like, Thieves Town or Skullwoods or Pendants or Crystals.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want to know, Tracy, what our pendants are.
I know. Somebody go to the Dark World, please.
Please. You're killing me over here.
I think JP is, like you said, I think he's going to check Agina and then save and quit, and we'll see which part of the Dark World he wants to enter from.
I mean, it's been, 24 minutes, but it's felt like it's been like 45 minutes
sure
waiting for this Dark World. Yeah,
JP with a brief crystal lead, behind by the other glove sitting there at the Waterfall Ferry.
Maybe JP will find a third glove here in Agnes Cave. Oh, wait, this is hard mode, so there's only two. Never mind.
Oh, okay. Just bombs.
All right. What's the plan, JP? Where are we going? Village of Outcasts? Agnes Cave?
Yeah. Looks like it will be Village of Outcasts. Oh yeah, Bonk Rocks first, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if Kingstown ends up having something for Humbugh, it's going to be interesting to see what ends up being locked behind these mitts in, like, overworld checks. obviously, there's stuff locked behind mitts in dungeons. But I'm curious to see if like King's Tomb or Smith Chain or Hammer Pegs or, especially if we get like Mirror Hookshot soon, that also would allow Humbug to like full clear East Death Mountain as opposed to, doing half and half. So.
Okay, so JP hasn't checked the lumberjack item. He'll be happy to know he doesn't need it.
300. No.
I mean, 300 rupees would be nice, but you're definitely not killing Aga for it.
$300. That'd be huge.
I can see the argument that if you had to kill Aga anyway, and 300 rupees were sitting there, you would maybe go back for it, and Humbug gets his mitts.
I think this has to be this is a pedestal check from JP's side.
We've seen a few seeds. I think I've seen at least 3 races that were decided by one player getting that PED knowledge very, very early. The other player not getting that knowledge at all. So this is a good play from JP. It's a good time to do it. He doesn't have Mirror to pair it with Skull Woods. It is just couch cash, so he doesn't have to worry about it. So sorry, chat, Ped's dead.
Checking pedestal is one of those things that you want to do like at the beginning of the seed or before you touch any pendant dungeons.
Yeah, I agree.
The last thing you want to do is clear. Well, the last thing you want to do is blind pull pedestal, but we won't be seeing any of that today. All right, Humbug gonna has the flute out, so we might see something else. Here's our Dark World.
Mire, Swamp, and Ice, and I don't know what the hovering prowess or the Moldorm bounce prowess for either one of these guys is, but I know for me, if I don't have a hook shot and I see a pendant swamp,
you sweating?
Yeah, I'm sweating because I don't hover and I don't Moldorm bounce, and I know I'm gonna need that hook shot.
We also have Pyramid Fairy crystals at 5 and 6, so we can actually do Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah,
right away once we clear those dungeons.
In fact, JP may just full clear Skullwoods right now.
So. Yeah, those mitts aren't really going to be needed for a bit. We'll need them for Ice Palace, and obviously...
No, we need them for Turtle Rock. I mean, if we go into Ice Palace, we'll need them, but ideally we don't. We'll need the flippers, though, for more... Oh, no, flippers only required for the mitts. I mean, unless there's something in... Yeah, because Swamp and Ice, both pendant dungeons.
Yeah, and there's the flippers right there, and now Humbug will be able to get that Quake Medallion off of Lake Hylia Island.
Which again, we might.
Oh wait, no, he doesn't have the mirror yet. Never mind. Sorry.
We might not see the mirror either.
Yeah, with the pendant swamp, that cuts out a few potential items from being required or potentially required.
Okay, so
Humbug is $10 short. That's why.
Oh no, this is where I don't go to pod.
See, this is why you grab the 90 rupees in Eastern.
Yep, that would work. Yeah,
I would. Or you get your shovel out.
Yeah, I would just not go to pod yet, because if the odds of not having the money to go to pod after doing all this other stuff. Okay, maybe he's gonna go to Catfish and JP. Oh no, he's just taking a Death Warp because he just checked the chest there.
Humbug was like, I'm gonna check Pyramid Fairy soon, so I don't need to do Pyramid yet. Yeah, it's gonna be funny if it ends up being like a sword or something. That would make some of these boss fights a little bit easier.
Or the rupees that he needs. Yeah.
That'd be great. Well, I mean, this is going to work out for Humbug if Catfish ends up having something, because, that's a really easy check to isolate.
Oh, yeah. Catfish is a terrible location. Nobody wants to go there.
I mean, maybe JP will find the mirror at some point and can, route in a Catfish with Zora play, get the mitts, etc. That's usually what I'm looking for if I've skipped Zora. Only 10 arrows. Not the rupees Humbug was looking for.
JP trying not to use that fire rod to kill the Gibdo, so he has more fire rod shots for the for Moth.
Yeah, finally getting that Gibdo to land on that blade trap. But
he can also, I think he still has his B, so he could let his B go here too if he wants.
That's a horrible idea. That's the fastest way to die.
Yeah, that B. I mean, it does a few shots, but yeah, JP already down to 2 hearts.
Yeah, I feel like JP probably should have grabbed the heart, at least that was in that room. When you're dancing with that Gibdo in that previous room, you just gotta bite the bullet and, use that fire rod shot. JP does have that green potion, but has to still be very careful. Anything will take him out right now. Especially fire rodding Mothula into yourself. You don't want to do that. One more?
There it is. Okay, he survives. Nice use of the fire rod. I'm a fan of using the fire rod here for Mothula. But then again, when I first played the game, I thought you had to use the fire rod, because why wouldn't you have to use the item that you got in the dungeon to kill the boss?
Well, I mean, fire rod's a good item, especially
It is a
when.
good item.
I mean, I like hammer on Mothula, but when you're down, you need a range weapon when you're down to like 2 hearts.
Yeah, absolutely. and Humbug decided to bail on Pod. I think that was the right decision, since he didn't have the money.
He's still broke, so I feel bad when you're at 100 rupees but still broke.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I hate to see it. JP did get a red rupee off of Mothula, so I believe there's still one item hanging out somewhere in this dungeon. JP almost got bopped again by the Ropa trying to dash around him.
Yeah, those Ropas are terrible. 2 hearts of damage on green mail, and since we'll always be on green mail. There's a big key, which will probably lead to a small key in the big chest, because that's usually what seems to happen.
GP not liking what's happening with that red berry. Gonna go ahead and set up on the left side here.
Oh, gonna do the bootstraps.
Hey!
There it is, small key.
There it is. All right. Oh, with a Crystal Thieves Town, like that. Crystal Thieves Town is like comfort zone. You see that and you're like, perfect. Let's just do everything in Village of Outcasts. I'm not losing time here. Like, when you see Pendant Thieves, that's another thing that I start sweating when I see that. I'm like,
Pendant Thieves likes to have stuff when I don't check it.
Sure does. JP still has to be a little careful here. I would just get that double kill with the fire rod, but
there it is. There.
And a refill.
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice refill.
Accidentally kills the Walt Master. Probably wanted to get out of there. All right, let's see how Humbug handles this moth fight. No magic, so only going to have that fighter sword and the hammer.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a little bit better position because you can use up, if he gets down low, he could also pop that potion to switch to fire rod if he wants to. But starting out with a lot more health is nice. And gets him down.
Yeah, and of course the hammer does the same damage as a Tempered Sword slash, and Tempered Sword kind of makes this fight silly. So, quick work. All done. Moving on.
Which is why the vanilla game intends for you to not have the Tempered Sword, but if you know what you're doing, you're going to have the Tempered Sword here, because who would do a Thieves Town before, who would not do Thieves Town before Skull Woods if you know what you're doing?
All right, Tracy. Well, we're still looking for some items, aren't we?
We're looking for, let's see, we're gonna need one medallion. We don't know which one. We need a Cane of Samaria. We need an Ice Rod.
Yep.
And is that it? Because we don't. I mean, the hook shot. I guess I don't know if these guys have. I don't know if these guys Moldorm bound. So maybe we need the hook shot. Hook shot could be in GP though. So
yeah, I don't know about JP. Or no, I don't know about Humbug. I know JP doesn't do either of those. So he's gonna be looking for that hook shot for sure. But we do need Thieves Town. I mean, we will also need a sword.
Yes, we need another sword. We actually do need either a hook shot or a mirror, though. One of them has to show up, or otherwise we're not getting to the east part of Death Mountain.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Probably honestly, if it were me, I'd want the hook shot.
Yeah, give me the hook shot. Cutting out the only downside about not having the mirror is GT routing, or
Yep.
I think that's
just
that's the worst part.
Give me a mirror first chest in Hope Room of GT.
Yeah.
Then
I'll gladly route stupidly.
Yeah, Swamp is not an issue. I don't have to do any mirror checks. But then I have it for GT. That's where I want my mirror.
So for those that are just showing up, we got a very exciting Game 1 race between JP and Humbug. They're both fighting for their lives to make it into the next round of the tournament. The winner of this game, best of 3, moves on to top 64 brackets, and the loser doesn't have to play Link to the Past Randomizer for a little bit if they don't want to. So some people could say it's a win-win situation. I wouldn't, though, because I love this game.
JP down to 1 heart here. So gonna have to be a little bit careful. Those crickets. Yeah, those crickets are deadly up here.
As for our items that we're seeing on screen, Humbug Sequence broke the mitts, which was actually their first glove, out of the waterfall cave. And the flippers, to put that into logic, were actually in Hype Cave. And I think that's pretty much it. Yep. That's the only difference between these two runners right now. And it's going to be, it's going to be interesting to see what shows up where. If not having those mitts through Village of Outcasts is going to hurt JP or not. Or, if Humbug goes for the mirrorless Smith chain and it ends up having nothing.
I mean, he might grab the Smith. I mean, with the flute, that wouldn't be too bad to do the old World Tour Smith play. Mm-hmm. Then you just flute back to Kakariko to turn him in. But then when you get back for and hammer pegs is easy. You just do that one.
Yeah, especially with a sword and boots, you can
But the purple chest. If there's something in the purple chest, I don't think we're going to see it from either one of these runners right now.
No. JP does need to be very careful. He's playing this very slowly and using that hammer to one-shot a lot of these enemies. There are 2 hearts coming up under pots, but he's got to be careful of the Zyzax not to get bopped. And still needs to be careful because they still do some good damage. Nice.
Hopefully that was Sankart.
Yeah, that would have been wonderful.
Sankart's always Sankart in these. I think there's 6 heart containers available, and then they turn into green 20s, and of course the 16 heart pieces, and after that the other 8 turn into green 20s. Oh, Cape is nice if we get into trouble on the blind fight.
Yep. We also did already see Bumper Ledge. I think it was just 3 bombs or something on JP's side, so he already knows that is only going to be useful for maybe, obviously utilization in boss fights and stuff. But potentially opening up Spike Cave, and that's one of those out of the way. That's the catfish of Death Mountain, basically.
It kind of is.
People love to put that one off. But yeah, JP through the hard part. For the most part, the blind fight is pretty straightforward unless you die and then have to redo the fight.
He's got that cape ready just in case.
Yeah, most runners are usually not going to have too much trouble on the blind fight.
Yeah, as long as you can stay on script into the second round, it's usually pretty easy.
He's
still on script, so he's fine.
Just don't not hit blind, and you're fine.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, aside from Cape,
really not much.
Cave, nothing going on here.
Which is typical for a Crystal Thief stuff, but
The curious thing, though, is if JP decides to head straight to Pod after making a trip down to Hype Cave, or if we'll see those flipper checks. That's the thing. When you're in the Dark World, you still have Light World stuff available. It's really easy to be like, I don't care. I'm going to do Dark World stuff. I'm going to go to that next Crystal Dungeon that I can do.
I think he will, at some point, follow those flippers. I think it's just a question of, does he do it before or after entering Pod?
Mm-hmm.
If he had a mirror, I would expect to see it sooner rather than later. But no mirror showing up yet, so.
Hopefully, for him, he'll find, if he does go to Pod, he'll find the mirror, and then he can do Pyramid Fairy, Pyramid, Catfish, Zora, all in one go. Maybe, no, that'd be about it. I mean, that would be the perfect crime. That's what I'd be hoping for.
Except for the mirror opening up everything.
And
in a sea where you don't need it.
I mean, we're going to need that Quake on Lake Hylia for T-Rock, so.
Yeah, sure.
I'll call it right now. I'm putting my foot down. It's going to be required.
Well, it is already a flipper's required seed just for those mitts, at least logically speaking.
All right, what are we digging up here? Digging game. The most expensive minigame in all of Hyrule.
Well, sometimes. This time it is, because he's not getting any red 20s.
Oh, there's one. Oh, and a heart container. You like to see that.
Yeah, and in fact, I think usually I end up with more. If I do that many digs, I usually end up with more money than I started with, and I'm pretty certain he ended up with less. So, yeah. So he does not have enough money to do both Zora and Pod, so no matter what, he's going to have to choose. You do Pod first, because you can always get the Rupee Basement rupees and get yourself back up to the Zora money, I think.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Yeah, because I don't think there was any extra money in Hype Cave. I think it was mostly just flippers and then a bunch of heart pieces, pretty much.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But yeah, this is going to be interesting. Humbug almost out of Thieves Town. Just has to do another easy blind fight, and then, probably head down to Dingy Game, and we'll see if they'll grab the Smith or not.
Yeah, gotta grab the Smith after the Digging Game, because the Digging Game guy does not like it if you bring someone with you.
I think another thing to point out is I don't believe JP has even seen that Quake medallion on
he has not.
Lake Hylia. Oh, there was a blue potion on
Nice.
the generous lad. Or a bat-like man, if you will.
And there are the flippers. And he's not immediately saving quitting out, so this says to me he's going to go over to pod.
Which, I feel like it's still faster to save and quit flute over there.
Not if you can do Pyramid Fairy first.
Nah, you wouldn't do Pyramid Fairy first. That makes no sense. He's gonna go get his Pyramid Fairy crystal right now.
Oh, that's right. It's the pod one. See,
so
that's just
silly.
rude. That's just rude.
That's not rude. That's perfect. That's like perfect routing. Like I'd be stoked if I was like, oh cool, I can do Pyramid Fairy with Pyramid. Perfect. Now then my brain would start running down like, man, if I find the mirror, then I can do Catfish and Azora, and that's when the game is really fun, is when you can start routing in these groups of checks efficiently, and you're like,
yep,
I'm on fire right now. And then you find nothing at any of the spots. You're like, that was, at least it was efficient.
Okay, so we're going to go in here without the lamp, but the fire rod will take care of most of the worst rooms. And, you know, the dark maze, I don't know about you, I usually pull up a map to do that one, so it's not too bad.
It depends on the way I am forced to route it. If there's a big key in Dark Maze, then I usually will pull it up. But if there's not, then no problem. We are seeing our first Mitzlock chest over on Humbug side here at the Hammer Pegs. Just a piece of heart, so.
Yeah, shout out to Sakura, who has a wonderful dark rooms website out there that I tend to use specifically for the dark rooms.
Yeah, I have.
Specifically for pod.
Some of them bookmarked. Like, if I have the big key, like doing like big chest up to the top left of maze or dark maze, no problem with that. But if I actually have to like go all the way around and like go through that door, then I'm like, help. Help me, I don't know what to do.
Oh, there's the big key.
Very early big key. There's a good chance we could even find lamp in here, but with Mitz being where they are, you know, lamp could be in a lot of spots.
Yeah, lamp could. Yeah, we've seen it before. Where I've even seen, it's always really funny is when you get someone that'll decide to do the dark maze first and then get the lamp over at the turtle room or something.
Yeah, I mean, in this kind of setup, you know, depending on how many keys you have on the way back, you could just hammer jump and then work your way through the dark maze. But like I just said, I wouldn't do that because I'm bad at that dark maze, like going all the way through. We are going to see some rupee minigame or some archery minigame on Humbug side. 20 rupees for a chance to, I don't know, make like 100 rupees.
You don't see that. You know, he could have avoided all this if he'd gotten the 90 rupees in Eastern.
He could have avoided this. He just beat Aga and got the 300 at Lumberjack.
Yeah, that would work too.
All right, JP up to 13 hearts already, so I believe, we might have already seen Sank Heart. I mean, we have not seen that many heart pieces, so I have to assume that this last heart container has to be from heart pieces.
Yeah, you can't always tell when you get Sank Heart if you're already at like, you know, full hearts, you're just missing one. So
Sank Heart was that digging game, confirmed by chat.
Aha.
I was wondering about that, but JP was at full health, so I couldn't tell. But maybe it was more obvious on Humbug's side. Also,
interesting choice. JP decides to go to the back first.
I like this.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, the only way this is worse, like I like this especially without the mirror, because then you kill Helmasaur, it warps you back to the front, and then you can just do things and, you know, do the rest of it. When you get to the dark maze at the end, you just save and quit out. The only downside is that the lamp's in the back there, because that should make things a lot easier. But honestly, with the fire rod, as long as you hit the torch, the turtle room's not bad, and the other dark rooms are pretty easy.
This dark room is pretty simple. Once you have that fire, you just got to make sure you have enough magic, and you take a little step.
He's got a blue potion if he needs it.
Yeah. See, this is what
There we go. Okay. He's got it. He's fine.
Yeah, the best way to do that room with Fire Rod is as soon as you go through the door, you just step left. You just hold left, and then Fire Rod shot down. Like, trying to shoot it sideways or something like JP was is risky. But he gets through, no problem. And he's got plenty of health. I wonder if we'll see the cool, like, spin speed strat that we see on Helma. So... well, he's got his sword out, so probably not. Well, no, look like it. All right. Much like how if you hold your sword out when you're using the hammer, it'll kind of extend its hitbox up. You can also put yourself in a spin speed state, like you would normally see when people are like running around the screen really fast, which will also do the same thing. Give your hammer a little bit bigger of a hitbox, allows you to hit him, especially hit that jewel with that hammer real quick. Really nice helmet fight.
Yeah, well done from JP.
So yeah, funny enough, despite not having the mitts, like JP is, I mean, he's in the league crystal-wise, and we already have, look how many crystals we have.
I mean, at this point, if the rest of the pod doesn't have anything, he's gonna get gated to those flipper checks pretty darn soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, you know, without mirror or hook shot, I mean, we don't really have that much left to do in the game.
Yeah, pretty much. We have the one in logic mountain check.
Yeah, I think, honestly, if I'm JP, though, I would probably not want to see the mirror.
Oh, God, no. I like I said, I want to see the mirror in that first chest and hope room. Don't give me a mirror any earlier than that.
I mean, I feel like
for GT and I'm happy. Just give me a hook shot instead.
I like the mirror for the catfish Zora convenience, but
yep.
You never know. You could easily see him do pyramid fairy, maybe even find another required item in those 3 checks, and then be like, well, catfish is dead forever. Bye-bye.
He's probably better off if he does do... I mean, if he could get to the if there's something in Pyramid Fairy, and not so much stuff behind the mitts, he's probably better off doing that first and then doing the flippers checks. Again, those mitts just open up a lot more for him. Mm-hmm. And might get him away from the Pyramid Fairy area if it does have something. Now, if it doesn't have something and he never gets to it, then, that's time gained.
Yeah, I think if he does Pyramid Fairy Pyramid and not find anything, he'll probably still commit to the catfish play. And then at that point, it's either you check the one item up on Death Mountain, or the one logical item on Death Mountain, or you go to the Zora checks.
Yeah.
He just got the flippers, so those Zora checks are probably on his mind. We're speculating so much, chat.
I guess there's actually 2 logical items in the mountain, because we do have Spike Cave.
Oh, yeah.
But that's still, I mean, and who wants to do Spike Cave if you can avoid it?
This pod has had a whole lot of nothing, and not even a lamp.
Nope, no lamp.
No lamp.
And unfortunately, I'm pretty certain we've seen... Have we seen... Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've... Oh, wait.
That's it.
Okay. I guess we saw the map or compass on Humbug side, because JP's done. Let's see where he goes next. Okay, let's see where he goes next.
Wait for it.
It's an odd place to freeze.
I would assume this is the Pyramid Fairy plane.
Yeah, I mean...
But at the same time, it's not in logic, so...
No, it's not.
Because we don't have that lamp for Helmisar King.
So is the lamp just sitting there on the mountain?
It could be.
Yeah,
it could be chilling in Spectacle Cave.
Because we're running out of places where it could be.
Yeah. I mean, of course, we do have, with mitts and logic and stuff, we have like Mire area and Ice Palace and such. Yep. So
that's true. The lamp could be some place dumb like Ice Palace. In which case, if that's the only thing in ice, and that's where it is, we're never going to see it.
No. Nope. I mean, we're 48 minutes in, we're at 5 crystals, and we still need a good number of items to beat.
Okay, there's JP with that big bomb.
He's back. I was worried for a moment. All right, 2 items here. 1 on Pyramid Ledge. I'll laugh if it's the lamp. It's not. $50. Oh, there was Humbug's $50 to do pod. He was on the ledge.
There you go.
You were right. What do we got? $20. 3 bombs.
Not anything.
Okay.
I mean, that could be, yeah. I mean, at this point, we're at Piece of Heart stage. So he's got all 14 hearts. Where those 20s can now be anything really. They can't beat the sword. We don't have swords and shields, but.
Yeah, I believe JP also got a fairy out of that Pyramid Fairy fountain.
He did. I mean, that's better than the bee, I guess.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Although I always say that my fairies are much more likely to mess up my death warps than they are to actually save me. So
it's so easy to forget that you had that. It's like, all right, I'm ready to and I'm being revived. And yep. I mean, at least in this, death warping is fast because you never have a male upgrade. So
yeah, it's true. Yeah, you don't have myths to pick that rock up. So I've done that before.
Well, fortunately for JP, he is going to get set to his Mit's location, and I mean, Humbug will probably still do Pyramid Fairies, so this might end up evening out.
Yep.
And then it comes down to, well, I guess Mire area? I mean, I feel like at this point, other than that Spectacle Cave check, we have Pendant Dungeons.
Ugh.
Pretty much.
We have Ice and Mire.
We haven't seen Smith Chain though. That's true.
Yeah, mirrorless Smith
the
chain.
mirrorless
So
Smith Chain.
Who wants to do that?
That'd be a perfect place to put a mirror. Just saying.
And there's that Quake that we hope not to need because we hope not to have to worry about mirrors.
So right now, like the biggest thing that would open stuff up would be a hook shot,
Or a mirror.
Or a mirror. Even if we did get to Mire, like we don't have any medallions to get in there, so like
Ice.
We have Ice or Smith or Purple Chest.
Yep.
That's it. Or Spectacle Cave. I don't think we've seen that from either player. Or, Save the Old Man. Right?
Yeah.
We're kind of running out of stuff.
I mean, we can and will save the old man. I mean, nobody goes up to Death Mountain with items like a sword and doesn't go get the old man. He's just
Spike
do that.
Yeah, no.
Spike Cave.
That's not gonna get skipped. Okay, JP about to get his mitts and think, oh man, I could have had this from the start. I wonder if in his mind he's like, mirrorless Smith Chain, I gotta go do that. We're kind of getting to the point, if you're one of these two runners, that you're thinking, big sigh. Get some big sigh energy. And because you know that the next checks you have to do are all terrible and you don't want to do them. And
yeah, this is the choice between a whole lot of really craptastic checks.
Mm-hmm. And you know that the check that you're doing, your opponent didn't do and did the better one and was theirs was correct while yours is going to be wrong. I mean, if you look at this, I feel like Mire Shed's a quick one. I definitely go for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, if we're talking about density, we don't have
There's no density. There's no density. Like, the Ice Palace is slow and annoying.
First chest, Ice Palace. Come on, it's going to have the Triforce.
It's not density, though. That's one item.
That's true. Oh, we haven't seen Kingstone.
We're 52 minutes in, and we don't have East Death Mountain access. Let's talk about that for a second. Yeah, come on to the Kingstone.
If this is our progression, both the runners are heading right there. Come on, hook shot, right here.
It's a mirror. No, not the mirror.
Well, this is
that opens stuff up.
Despite all that, these two are neck and neck.
Yeah, which is really cool.
After everything that's happened.
And you know what? I disagree with this play from Humbug. I go straight to the mountain. Go do Tower of Hera. Do all the mountain checks.
Here's the other thing. Would you grab Quake first, just in case T-Rock is Quake?
Ooh,
but Mire is Quake.
Ooh, yeah, I think I think you have to grab that Quake because
I mean, the chances of finding both Samaria and Ice Rod up,
I know, so not great, but I mean, it's a lot of items up here. It's a lot of items.
If Humbug had just gone to Mire Shed as soon as they got the mitts, they would have had all the money in the world.
That's a lot of money.
Well, right now we're in a position where there's a lot of potential for stuff to be. We just we opened up a lot of stuff, and now we're gonna get some good old fashioned divergence. JP getting a little deadrocked.
Deadrock not playing nice. This is another place where you really miss that hook shot because the hook shot, if you hit a Deadrock twice, you'll just get it out of your way.
Mm-hmm.
See if that mushroom is anything.
Mushroom leads to 10 arrows.
Nothing.
Okay, Humbug, where are we going? I would assume up the mountain at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think he has to go to the mountain.
Well, it will be very funny if they find Samaria and Ice Rod, and T-Rock is the Quake Medallion. I will certainly have a giggle if that is the case. Chances are very low of that, but if it does happen, I've already prepared my funny bone.
Yeah, I mean, it could be Ether or Bombos, and, there are lots of places that the Samaria and Ice Rod could be. I just hope this doesn't turn into an Ice Rod hunt at the end, but that's going to happen.
Yeah, and those are arguably the worst. All right, well, we're getting a Tower Hera.
It looks like JP checked the Ether tablet. Obviously can't get it because only Fighter Sword. We'll
Just to shield off the old man. So, I, for one, do enjoy checking East Death Mountain before diving Hera, just in case I find Hookshot over there. And this is one of those situations where it's like, you need either Mirror or Hookshot to get to East Death Mountain.
Yep.
So, the chance of finding one or the other locked behind the other feels higher. So, I usually will go for that and then come back and finish Hera. But then you get that situation, like in Game 2, I had where I did exactly that, and then I even dipped all of T-Rock, and then Ice Rod was in the Hera Big Chest. And I'm like, man, if I just go out here... I saved my portals, that's fine. But it's just like one of those really funny moments. What was on Ether? More couch cash.
So JP gonna go for the bomb jump.
Yep, hoping to find that other item so he doesn't have to worry about doing Hera Basement, because that's a slow check.
And doing it with the boots allows you a 6-pixel window instead of a 2-pixel window, so nicely done.
Well, I was talking about Divergent, but here we are.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of divergence here and there, but yeah, we're kind of been bottlenecked into this one area.
Yeah, I mean, arguably this is the best play.
You could do the Smiths, you could do Ice, but no, you do. I'm a big advocate of clearing the crystal dungeons that you can clear, and there's just so many items up here. I mean, we talk about density. This is the dense area.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and there is going to be an item in the basement, it looks like. Unless
with the mirror, I think I wait on this and do the rest of my checks, and then if I still have nothing, then go back then. Because I don't think it's any more efficient to do it right now than it would be after you've done all your other checks. Yeah, that's what JP's gonna do.
Yeah, if you go through all this and end up finding, like, nothing, you could always come back to Hera Basement into Spike Cave or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. Was that the boomerang? It looks like a boomerang. It is a boomerang. Okay, wrong red thing.
Well, we're gonna find out what our medallion is for T-Rock. Come on, be Quake, it'll be funny. I want to giggle. I love to laugh. Oh, but then it would be vanilla. Oh!
There it is! See, I said, you asked if you should go get it. I'm like, yeah, I think you should. And turns out, yeah, you should have.
Oh, Humbug, gotta be careful there. Almost got bopped by Molder. And does get bopped.
This time does.
JP gonna get bopped by this berry. Everybody's getting bopped.
That happens to me all the time.
And then you run up and then you actually lift the pot, and then you're like...
I've done that too. Okay, not going to see the rest of Hookshot Cave, because no Hookshot, and no hovering.
No Molder bounce.
That'd be interesting if you could find a way to do a Molder bounce in Hookshot Cave.
Alright, you just got to set Molder bounce in Hera, and then have him blast you through several walls, and then get to Hookshot side.
Okay, somebody get on that. Oh, there's a cane. Oh,
see, here we go. It's gonna happen.
In.
See, that's gonna be the funny thing is if Ice Rod ends up being in Turtle Rock, you know you're gonna get Quake and then do probably other stuff before committing to coming back up here just to do T-Rock. Please let me be right. I need this right now. I need this to be an Ice Rod. So come on. I also just don't want Ice Rod Go mode because it's boring.
Ice Rod Go mode, it's an Ice Rod hunt, and everything is pretty equally possible to have it. But we're getting awfully close to that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at this point, we just need Ice Rod,
and
Hookshot, could be in GT,
and a sword.
And a sword.
So pretty much the worst items to have to look for in this situation.
Yep. Well, I mean, even if you end up going to GT without Hookshot, like, you can get information pretty quickly. JP going in the wrong door. Because if the big key ends up being logically locked by Hookshot, then you're like, well, I know the Hookshot's not going to be in here anywhere.
Yeah, I know. I'd rather not see. I'd rather have a Hookshot locked big key, because then I don't get suckered up into the mountain. Hey, look, it's a Master Sword and a useless medallion.
Master Sword is nice. All right. Ice Rod and Hookshot. That's all we need. $20. A bug net.
Oof.
Give me the ice rod. Come on.
Tempered sword. Nice. Okay, we're not looking for a sword anymore. Oh,
nice. Yes. Should have grabbed that quick.
Yeah, should have grabbed that quick. Should have grabbed that.
Man, I love to see
so
that.
I'm guessing that JP is gonna go grab that quake, and he's really gonna be hoping that that hook shot's sitting there in Turtle Rock somewhere, because.
Oh, I love it. That's. I love that.
I mean,
that's
gosh.
Perfect.
Hookshot could be in any of the. It could be in swamp. It could be in ice. It could be in mire. We have all the items to do all those dungeons. I mean, it won't be swamp back a swamp palace, and it won't be green pendant.
I mean, this is it. This is a T-Rock right in a GT scenario, and
oh yeah, absolutely.
If you don't get the hookshot, you might consider Hera Basement. I honestly would even do Spike Cave maybe even before heading into T-Rock. Just because, you can't really do it afterwards without having to go all the way around again.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, might have done that stuff before grabbing this quake. Just a little bit extra convenience. It looks like JP's just gonna head over to Turtle Rock. Humbug also getting the news that he should have gone and picked up that quake medallion.
Oh, GP getting dead rocked in the exact same spot. That sucks.
Oh, those dead rocks are just being mean.
Yeah, sometimes either you just go back inside, or you could even flute back to one again just to reset them.
Yeah, I've seen both of those things done.
Oh, well.
One thing we won't have to do, we won't have to touch Hookshot Cave.
True.
Not gonna have anything for us there.
Man, I'm so glad they don't have to do Hookshot Cave. That is such a time sink. Holy moly. Nice fairy drop. Oh, I was expecting the Spike Cave. Because doing it right now, you do have an extra... I guess you do have a blue potion. But I don't even think you need to use all of it, because you have...
No, you'd be fine. You have the cape.
You would take all the damage on the way there, and then you set up spin speed and cape on the way back. And
yeah, that would work.
I feel like doing Spike Cave at that point is even better, just because you don't have hookshot, so you have to route this way anyway to get to T-Rock. But then again, it's a bit of a lengthy check, and you still have a full T-Rock to clear, so there's still a good chance that hookshot's just going to be along the way, and don't have to do any of that. And I don't know. I feel like you find out where the GT big key is, and then maybe consider mirroring out and doing Hera Basement.
Oh! Humbug gonna go. Let's see. He's setting up for the Moldorm bounce because he's buying extra bombs. And actually, I mean, if you're gonna do that, that's the place to do it. That upgrade fairy is right there, right after you get that quake. So whether he's any good at it or not, we're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out. We've seen a few races come down to who can Moldorm bounce first. There was actually a really good race. It was a game 3. It was Waterloo versus Homemade Beer, and the winner of that race got it on their first try, and it was very impressive.
And JP forgetting he doesn't have hookshot. Yeah, I saw that race, and what was really funny is I think it was Waterloo that went and bought like 40 bombs or something. And got it first try. It was great.
Yeah, that's even funnier. I mean, might as well be prepared, right? Yeah, if you're watching right now, you're probably hoping no hookshot so that you get to see this Moldorm bounce action because it's exciting. If you're me and a runner,
I want to see the hookshot.
You're good pals with one of the people running, you're hoping for that hookshot.
I called the other infamous Moldorm bounce race where they both tried it, and then one runner tried it again. I think went to the refill fairy twice.
Shady Force versus someone 325.
Someone.
I heard about that one.
and I think it was someone that ended up getting the Moldorm bounce. Shady Force found the hook shot, and it was just a couple minutes behind after finding it because it took someone so long to get that Moldorm bounce.
Yeah, the last thing I want to see is a player having to leave GT to go look for a hook shot, because that's really unfortunate to see. Yeah. But out of however many races we've seen for this tournament, how many have come down to a hookshot-less GT climb? I feel like it's not many. So
yeah, it really hasn't.
Obviously knowing how to Moldorm bounce or hover is a good tech to know for these one-off opportunities, but
And Humbug also failing to remember that he does.
At least there's that little loop there that lets you know that you could come back.
Yeah, that loop is there for a reason, I think.
It's almost like the devs knew that. Well, I'm sure the devs didn't even intend for you to hookshot the torch to fall, so they probably weren't even thinking about that. Or maybe they were. I don't know. I didn't make this game. My name's not in the credits. JP does need to be a little bit careful. Down to half a heart. Oh, that was really close.
JP, no.
He does have the fairy.
He has a fairy.
Yeah, the pyramid fairy. Can't forget that one.
Yeah, unfortunately, no powder is a safety here.
Mm-hmm.
And neither one even has a mushroom to do a fake powder, because JP never picked it up, and Humbug turned his in. And just a compass there.
Tracy, have you ever successfully Molten bounced?
No, I have never even tried.
I've done it once in a race. I believe it was a ladder race. Or no. Never mind. I take that back. I think I tried several times to Molten bounce, failed several times, got angry, and then just hovered. It's like,
well, if you can hover, just hover, you know?
That's quite some energy. So when I was preparing for my group stage races, though, I always had the practice hack up, and I was practicing. You know, you spend your time practicing Master Sword Ganon and, you know, getting the Fire Rod Torch Glitch timing down. And then you just, you know, load up into GT and just run through a couple Molten bounce runs. And either I never get it or I get it first try. That's the same thing for hovering for me. Either I never get it or I get it first try every time.
Gotta shout out the egg bunny beam.
It's good. I mean, this sprite is so good. I think the Dragonite turns into a Dratini, which I don't know that because I don't play Pokemon, but that's what I've heard. There are rumors I've heard.
Yeah, extra bit of safety in Mimic Cave. Looks like Humbug's just going to do this all go mode. He did not check the lava chest and is not going outside to Mimic Cave.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, I've hookshot is in the big chest of T-Rock. Sudden game changer.
Come on, let's go.
And we're not going to see it. Oh. Nope. Of course not. Thanks,
nope.
Thanks, Big Gaming. I love it.
Wow.
Well, at this point, I mean, Humbug is going to have to do Laser Bridge anyway for a small key.
Yep.
And I'm going to assume that there was nothing in the big chest. All right, it looks like it was a small key because JP has a key already. Despite checking lava chest. Oh yeah, and we're still lampless. Ugh.
Yeah, that lamp has got to be someplace really dumb.
Yeah. Mirrorless Smith.
I mean, it could be in any of those pendant dungeons too. Just can't be too deep in Mire, of course, because Mire has that dark. Can't be on Vidya. I think that's about it. Could be that you're supposed to go to Swamp to get your hook shot and your lamp.
Could be.
That would be pretty ugly.
All right, let's see these laser skips. We got 10 arrows. We've got $20. One of these has to be a small key. Or powder.
Powder's a nice... That's my favorite safety. I like getting powder. Especially when I don't have to actually check the pad.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know where that was.
He was right in front of one of the laser checks.
Yeah, so he has the safety.
Oh, he set up the safety door. That's good.
Oh, I think that's a smart thing at this point.
Yeah, you got to be careful when dashing, when coming up from the bottom though, because the lasers are not going to work with you. You have to like go past them, then come back down. He should. Oh, he's low on magic. He should just use a blue potion and then use his cape if he's worried about this. But yeah, here we are. Humbug taking the lead. I mean, JP was leading for, at least in crystal counts, for a long time, for like the majority of this race.
Yep.
But Humbug, with that confidence of the Molten bounce, is good to go.
Yeah, one thing I will say about the Molten bounce versus hovering is there is the very unlikely but non-zero scenario. There is the possibility of if Mire, I think it's Mire, Swamp. Yeah, Mire and Swamp both have to be pendants and completely unnecessary. You can end up without a hookshot or boots. And so the Molten bounce, becomes a little more powerful that way, because then you don't have hovering as an option either.
Well, this is an interesting scenario, Tracy, because we're not just looking for a big key. We're kind of also looking for that hook shot, but...
I see numbers in chat, though. I see numbers.
I do see numbers in chat. I kind of want that hook shot to be... Or that big key to be locked by hook shot at this point, because...
Yeah.
You know, that does give you that peace of mind knowing that your hook shot's not going to be in GT.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it's not
at least it's not going to be
behind.
upstairs.
Yeah, it's not going to be upstairs. That's the big thing.
And it's obviously not going to be further left side. But should be interesting. How is this going to end? How many Molder bounces will it take? Or will we just get bailed out at the last second? Will JP check Hera basement first? Probably not. Will we find a hook shot in GT? Who's going to win this game 1 in this best of 3? Trying to make it into that second place bracket spot in the 33 through 64 seeds.
Okay, check number 1 is blue rupees. And then a red shield. Okay, so going ahead and mirror out. Ideally, you want to be able to go right in this situation because, you know, those are not hookshot locked. Number 3 is just the map. There's one more in logic check this direction because the firebar room is accessible with bonks. Now you can get to the Southwest room with bomb jumps. We're going to see that on Humbug side right now.
Mm-hmm.
Nicely done.
I could imagine trying to get through GT without at least boots. Like,
oh god, yeah.
These bomb jumps are kind of hard to set up, but with boots it makes it a lot easier. And because, you know, logically you can get down to the double firebar room with just the boots, because you can bonk across using the little blocks. But like to get to that room, you have to do at least one bomb jump.
Yeah, it looks like JP started on the left side, so maybe he's just going to bonk straight to this. Yeah, he's just going to go straight to the firebar room.
I think this is the first time I've ever commentated a quote-unquote hookshot go mode seed, so...
What do we say, that's 8?
This is exciting, but also terrifying. Because I know, as a runner, I would be freaking out at this point. At least it's a game 1. Like, if this was game 3 or something, or like game 2 and you were down a game, like, that's... That's a rough one.
Oh, JP can do tile room because he doesn't have a small key to go through here. JP's gonna do tile room.
I think at this point this probably has to be a small key. There's that Dratini.
Yeah, I think it does. So it was 9, I think. Please help me. I can't count.
Nope, not helping. Good luck. Have fun.
I'll just say it's 9 and chat can correct me if I'm wrong. 10, 11,
$50,
12,
big 20,
13,
big 20. JP is gonna get the big key right here.
Yeah, this key's not hook locked.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not hook locked because it's either gonna be in compass room or it's gonna be before or behind ice armos.
So, because there wasn't a key in firebar room though, like, how does the key logic work then?
I have no idea.
This is, I mean, you know.
Well, I mean, we had the small key in tile room, like you suggested. So I think that's
right. But you could just turn around and use that on the bad door, and then all of a sudden
you're in trouble again. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe it is hook shot lock. Hey, there's a bombos we don't need.
Okay, well, Humbug about to get it. It's gonna be back behind ice armos. So this GT is yeah, I think because of the key layout, like this would be hookshot lock, because, you know, if you use your keys stupidly,
yeah,
then $50, $20, here it is.
That would be 17 because there's 5 left. I can do that math.
Yeah, in this case, I had assumed JP is going to head out and go look for that hook shot.
Yeah, I think so too.
And we're just going to be watching and seeing if Humbug can do this. Molder Bounce has 15 bombs. I mean, the downside about messing up Molder Bounce is obviously, you know, you have limited resources, you have limited health. He does have, I think, 2 blue potions at least.
Yeah, I mean, assuming I even could try to do this strat, I think what you do is you buy bombs, get yourself up to 20, save and quit, and then every time, if you fail it again, you just reset, because you don't have to go buy more bombs. Although he has lots of money, but I think it may be slower to have to go buy those bombs every time. Chat suggesting GT Big Chest. That is a place that JP could look, and Humbug did not. We'll see if JP thinks to check there.
Yeah, I don't think a hookshot can be there, but
yeah, if we are hookshot locked, like you say, and I think the small keys suggest that we are. It would not be able to be there. Okay, JP, what are you gonna do? Nope, he's noping out.
Hair basement for the hookshot. Let's go. I mean that. All right, what do we have? We have.
we have three. We have 3 pinned dungeons, Smith's Chain, but at least we have a mirror now. This check and Spike Cave.
This is not a fun position to be in if you're JP.
No, not at all.
Maybe if you're Humbug, I don't. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how this Molder and Bounce goes. I'm excited to see this.
Yeah,
I'm glad I'm not playing.
Yeah, I mean, I think JP's doing the right thing in the sense that, I mean, he doesn't know it, but if it came down to both of them just being able to get past the Moldorm 2 spot, whether it be hovering or Moldorm bouncing, he is behind.
Mm-hmm.
So his best chance of winning is that Humbug is overconfident in his ability to do the Moldorm bounce, and JP finds the hookshot quickly.
Yeah, I mean, like if hookshot's right here, then things might even out a little bit, but see. Will this be our hookshot? Or where are we going, JP, if it's not? Oh my!
Wow. Oh my god.
Go, JP, go!
Okay, so hookshot was sitting there in the hair basement the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
They both skipped it.
Okay, well, this race got really interesting all of a sudden. So now
Humbug has to do this Molder bounce quickly.
He's got to go. JP has to go
JP,
tag a small key.
Oh, he's a small key. Okay.
And then he can head up, but...
God,
wow!
I guess South Room will have a small key for him. No, you already grabbed that key.
Yeah, he's got to get one in the Stalfos room. I think there was 2 in there. So.
Also, props to him, because I think I would have forgotten about that small key and just gone.
That would have been a rough one to forget. But...
Oh, that's it. I've done that once. Hopefully never again. And then I even veered out early, and it would have been bailed out anyway. So there it is. Grabs that small key. Just go, JP. Just go. Oh, he's got low health, so he's going to Death Warp instead of mirroring. I think that's probably smart.
Humbug going for the fake powder. Get that full health. Grabbing a big 20 for luck. And it's time
time to Moldorm bounce. And we'll see. He's got a tower climb of time, whatever that is, to do this.
So basically, you're at the will of Moldorm. You're trying to do 2 things. You want to set up Moldorm so that you spin into him, where he'll like knock you back. But you also need to time it so that you take damage from the bomb at the exact same time. And this is actually looking really good.
Yeah, it is.
He might get this first try.
And he does. There it is.
Wow. Okay.
Confidence justified. Unfortunately, JP taking a death there. Slow enough in the climb that he's not going to lose too much time, but he just doesn't have the time to lose. So.
Okay, that's the second time I've seen a first try Moldorm bounce, and now I am convinced that it's literally free after seeing it happen twice.
Also got to shout out Asi on 101, who has the tutorial that everybody's learning this off of. So I'm pretty certain he wasn't the one to discover it, but he is the one to pretty much perfect it to the extent that it's been perfected. So
yeah, I think it was Apathy Duck that was the one that found it.
I believe that is correct.
It's so easy. Anyone can do it. I'm gonna load up the practice hack and do it first try myself. Well, shout outs to Humbug. That's gotta be tough. Coming in here with that confidence.
Because
going for it.
Because I wasn't sure how confident he was when he went and bought the extra bombs. Right. But he got it first try. But at least he only bought 1 extra bomb, didn't do the 40 extra bombs. But I mean, if you need that to feel confident, then you go ahead and you do it. But yeah, I mean, he even with those extra bombs. I mean, he could have just kept looking for that hook shot on all the on path locations, and he didn't.
The other interesting to think about is, like, let's say JP got the hook shot before heading to T-Rock. Like, how close would this race still be? Like,
oh yeah, I mean,
if humbugh got it first try like that, you know,
because yeah, if he gets that hook shot when he's in Hera the first time, then go mode becomes the ice rod, I guess, which was pretty quickly. I mean, they found that ice rod, and that came very quickly over.
Yeah.
On East Death Mountain.
If only one of them had grabbed Quake first.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, if they grabbed Quake first,
Game
that also would have
changer.
made a difference.
I honestly, you know, at the same time, like I feel like the Hera basement skip was a good call. You know, there's still
I liked it too. I mean, like I said, if you get nothing, you can check it at the end. I might have checked it at the end, but it's a hard call to make when suddenly, you know, Turtle Rock just opens up to you. Okay, we are already in phase 4, so just 12 more spins, or 12 total spins, since he's gotten a few already. Did get that torch glitch without the lamp. Hey, where is that lamp?
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
It was probably in one of those terrible
that's
dungeons.
where Super Metroid has it on Link to the Past. We get a spoiler log in the credits. So we get to find out where all those things we skipped were.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I would love that. Great. Yeah, listen, at this rate, humbugh going to be taking this game 1 in a very, very exciting race. You know, for the most part, these two were pretty much neck and neck. JP leading the charge until, right into T-Rock is when the lead changed, and then humbugh...
Yeah, the lead changed because JP kept looking for the hook shot, and humbugh said, I don't need no stinking hook shot, and turns out he was right.
Yeah, get your GGs in chat, humbugh. 1 game away from bracket bound. Game 2 is actually later today. I think it's right after this.
I think it's right after this, and sadly, there's no restream for it.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to be able... I mean, we could double check, but I don't know that we're going to be able to interview these guys since they do have the next race scheduled.
I mean, what is there to talk about in this seed? It was a hookshot seed. This was, I will say, though, a very interesting seed altogether, just with how everything laid out and, you know, the mitts differential between the two. And then...
Yeah, that missed advantage.
The Hera basement was hilarious.
Yeah, the missed differential actually meant nothing. I think humbugh did 1 extra check. I think he did hammer pigs. Because he never touched the smiths and actually did the mire area, I think, after.
Yeah, I don't think JP checked. I don't think JP checked mire area. Didn't get those $600 dues, so... Yeah, looking forward to seeing what Game 2 is going to look like for these two. And, of course, you know, hoping for that Game 3 always. Shame there's not going to be a stream, but
yeah,
there is all sorts of action going on. Not only of Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament variety, but there's all sorts of stuff going on across the Speed Gaming channels. So, let's go ahead and pull humbugh in real quick.
Sure.
Welcome, humbugh. GG's on your win.
Hi. Thanks. Thank you for the GG.
Now that you've had 10 minutes to see what's going on, talk us through.
So yeah, I really don't know what to say. I don't know how to hover. I don't know how it feels to. Well, I guess technically now I do. I don't know how it feels to actually win technically a hover seed by hovering. But now I know how it feels to win a seed by hovering after you also like cancel the first seed because the controller malfunction. So
what are you talking about?
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Technically, you didn't hover, so I don't know what you're going on about.
Yeah. How confident were you? I mean, because you seem pretty confident because you just go-moded Turtle Rock and didn't do any extra checks.
I was as confident as I still wanted to grab the bomb upgrade, but I felt like 30 was a bit too much. shout outs to Shady Force. But I went with the 1, and well, yeah, that it felt good. My heart was pounding. I was shaking. It was really hard to stay focused, but it worked. Actually,
is that the first time you ever in a race setting, or not even a race setting, just like first tried Moldorm bounce, or?
Oh hell no! I've practiced a lot. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you nailed it. So.
Yeah.
What's your secret? Let's hear it. What?
I don't know what my secret is, honestly. I've realized lately that I need to Moldorm's movement after I slash his tail, well, poke his tail, is really precise, and it has to be kind of low. He has to continue moving low on the screen, and I've started to like just try to poke him and then see what happens, and if he just moves up, then just don't even try.
Mm-hmm.
Just reset it and try it again. But yeah, then just a couple of select buffers to get the right frame, and then just release every button and
let
go.
go of everything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when you get hit by a fire bat against Ganon. Just don't touch anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
Real quick, just want to give JP a GG's for finishing out the seed. Correct way. No, I'm kidding. Really good race.
For JP.
Yeah.
Did you catch the end? Did you catch JP finding the hook shot? I'm not sure if that was within.
Yeah, I did. We talked briefly about it in our race room, and honestly, the way he did it was really smart. He went into GT and checked to see if the big key was hookshot locked, and then just went out since it was, and the first check had the hookshot. that was a really smart way to go about that.
Yeah, and it was a weird hookshot lock too, because we're sitting there going, because usually those locations are not hookshot locked, but like there were no small keys available. So how do you get there? Like there was one small key available, but you could use it in the wrong place, and therefore, and
that was
they
kind
always
of the
assume you use the
downside.
keys in the worst way. So
because JP ended up doing tile room to get a small key just to do right side, but
well that sucks. That's not fun.
Yeah.
But Hera Basement would have been my next play after.
Well, yeah.
East Step Mountain. Yeah, exactly.
And we have JP with us too. It looks like.
Yeah, GG's JP. That was a really close race, like the entire way through.
And of course, did either of you, gotta ask, consider you both knew the Quake medallion was sitting on Lake Eiley Island. You did not know that it was going to be the entrance in the Turtle Rock. Do either of you consider going and grabbing that before heading up and doing all the mountain checks?
I mean, I considered it, but at the time, it's like I need at least Samaria before I go into Turtle Rock, and even then, I'd still be potentially looking for Ice Rod.
Yep.
So it was like, it's probably, I mean, even despite the density, it's probably not happening.
Yeah,
Yeah, we kind of talked about that. Is the
chances of both of them being there.
Yeah. Like it's a waste if it turns out not to be Quake, or if it turns out not to be Quake, then you've just wasted a couple minutes going and picking it up. So it's a tough one.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, I mean, I found Ether up there, and it's like, what if Ether was it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm reasoning my reasoning is the exact same. If it is Quake, then so be it. I'll just go and grab it. I know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
I also wanted my my bomb upgrades, so I kind of wanted it to be Quake. To be frank.
It kind of worked out for you.
Yeah, it did.
At the time, it definitely felt like the right play to skip Hera Basement from both of you guys, because you still had all of you guys hadn't touched East Death Mountain at all. So there's and it's one of those scenarios where mirror leads to hookshot on East Death Mountain. One of the things where, one item is a mirror.
And then if there was nothing, and if there's nothing on East Death Mountain, then you can just come back and mirror for Hera Basement at the time. But then everything opened up on East Death Mountain, so I was like, do I look for the hookshot there? No, probably not, because it could just be sitting there on my path in Turtle Rock. So.
Yeah. And for me, I kind of knew when I hit go mode without Crystal go mode without hookshot, I'm like, this is not good unless the hook shot's on my path. I'm probably losing this.
Mm-hmm.
So I just did some checks on the path.
Yep.
And
you were kind of you were basically in the lead until you full clear Turtle Rock and Humbug go moded it. So
it was right when you were in Mimic Cave because Humbug skipped the big chest, so that's where the lead changed. And it was interesting because Humbug had the mitts super early with the water walk stuff, but it ended up not doing anything. Yeah,
didn't matter. I think Humbug checked hammer pegs.
I did.
One
Check.
Yep. You guys got mirrored at the exact same time. So.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a lot of opportunity. I guess you could have diverged a bit if you did go for a water walk. I didn't feel the need to because I don't think I had the money at the time, and I had more than enough to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I never did that.
I think
Humbug about that money.
Yeah, 520 rupees. Thanks about that money. So my plan was I did Zora. I had exactly $100 after it. There was nothing but pieces of hearts in Hype Cave. Thanks. I just went to Pod and realized, wait, I can't get in. Nothing dropped money. My route was I wanted to get the red crystals to go do Blue Pyramid in with Pyramid Fairy and Catfish.
Yep.
But then just no money at all. Like nowhere. I didn't get any money, so I just had to do Arrow Game in a standard seed. When does that happen?
It happened today.
It happened today. Yeah, this was a weird one. This was a really weird one.
Yeah, this was an interesting seed in general. But hey, y'all got to avoid all them pendant dungeons, which is always nice.
Always a plus. Yep.
Woohoo.
So, y'all are doing your game 2 right away, right? Or like
we are.
Fiver?
Yeah. Basically, we're aiming for starting in like 10 minutes or something.
Awesome. Well, GG's. Good luck to you both.
Yep. Good luck.
Hope for a hook shot earlier.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't have Pendant Swamp and you're fine.
Yeah. But yeah, this was a real fun race. I had a good time, and
it was fun.
I'll be watching. I'll have the channels popped up for sure.
Yep. We're gonna prepare for the next one.
All right.
Thank you both.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for the restream and everything.
Of course. Alrighty, Tracy. Well, this was a blast. Had a good time.
Was. Always.
Looking forward to commentating with you again sometime.
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right, chat. Well, there's still plenty more speed gaming stuff across multiple channels. So you can find something. There's always something going on. But thank you for hanging out and for watching. Appreciate it, of course. If you got anything you want to set us off, Tracy?
Sure. Thank you also, Willard, for commenting. Also got a shout out Serio X for doing the tracking, our MVPs. Can't do this without them, and of course everyone at Speed Gaming, and of course behind the scenes, and of course all via chat. Looks like we do have some races going on right now. Over on Speed Gaming, we have Illis versus Scoople, and at 3:10, which is actually it's about 8 minutes ago. We have Ninjembro versus Top Life over on Speed Gaming 2, and at 5:10 we have Dr. Martio versus Ganon's Gone Wild. So still some more races to come tonight. So definitely make sure you tune in for those, and we'll see you at those races. We'll see you next time.
Everyone.